This is the kinnear's ropeworks, or at least this is what remains of it. My loyal patrons may recognize this place as the abandoned factory that we explored in last month's video, but since then I have researched this place and it's actually pretty interesting, so I thought, why don't I make a public video about it? So this ropeworks, as in a factory that produces rope, well, it was active for a long time, and it was a pretty big deal when it was active. This place began operation in 1902, and it ceased operation in 2002. So that's a full century of making rope. It was at one point the largest manufacturer of rope in the entire country. They supplied rope and twine to the Allied forces in World War II. They made some weapons here as well during that time. But in the end, it was ultimately, I guess, globalization that kind of shut this place down. Everybody started importing cheap rope from overseas. They ended up diverting a lot of their production offshore, and yeah, eventually this place just shut down in 2002. They were generally pretty well regarded as a good employer. They employed hundreds of local residents. A lot of them were women. They held an annual picnic that everybody seemed to really like. I was gonna go up these stairs, but I just realized they've been completely destroyed. So I guess if you were really brave, you could climb up on these little bits here. But I'm not sure if I dare to do that. You can see evidence of fires here, and yeah, we'll talk about that. There's another upstairs section that I explored in my Patreon video that was very much, obviously had been on fire at one point. And this place has had a lot of fires. Here's an intact staircase. I guess we'll go up. Some kind of frame in the way. I guess this was blocked off at one point. I don't necessarily trust the structural integrity of this, so I'm really putting myself in harm's way for the sake of content, so please like, comment, subscribe. Oh wow. I'm not sure if you can tell very much on the camera, but this place is totally covered in pigeon shit. And just such violent destruction of this whole place. It's falling apart. Everything's been smashed and torn down. The movement of the pigeons, the cooing, makes this place feel a little bit haunted. And I'm still on the upstairs section, so I'm trying to move really carefully. Wow. Can you hear the pigeons moving around? I think they're a little bit spooked by me. People probably don't come up here very often, but I think there's not much to see up here. The floor, it completely ends here. I guess there's this little ladder that you can go down, but there's not really any ground to walk on down there. It's all just trash and boxes. So many boxes piled all the way up. So I guess I'll go back down the way that I came. Oh, there's one more little section through here. Some kind of control panel, I guess. Looks complicated. Let's see, what do we got? Temperature equalizing cycle, wet bulb number 2, water reservoir number 2, I guess. Something to do with like water cooling and heating. I'm not really sure about anything. Yeah, as you can see, we're upstairs in the factory, but I'm gonna head back down now because it's a little bit scary. This is I think Cave Clan is like a pretty well-known urban exploration group, I think. I'm not really sure, but yeah, looks like they were here. This looks like some kind of shelter. It looks like people had been living in here, and in fact, people were living in here. I wonder if this is where the 3 people who died had been living. Not much interesting stuff in here, just some alcohol bottles, bricks. But yeah, this place has been kind of covered up with tops and everything. So I guess let's get to the clickbait that I've probably put in the title or the thumbnail. Yes, 3 people died in this building in 2017, and it was pretty horrific. So, as I understand what this story is, a jealous ex-boyfriend was very upset that his girlfriend had moved on and she had a new boyfriend, and the 2 of them had been squatting in here, so he plotted to set the whole place alight while they were sleeping. And what he didn't know is that his ex-girlfriend had her 15-year-old daughter was staying with them that night, so she also died in the fire. Reports from locals at the time said that the people who were squatting in here were very peaceful, never heard any arguing. They would service people's bikes and give them bike parts out the back of the warehouse. They had a little garden set up out the front, and they were relatively organized people, and organized that they were. They would lock the place up at night so that they were safe while they were sleeping, but that ended up being that nobody could get in to save them when they were screaming for help in the last moments of their lives. I will show you shortly. I found a really interesting place in here that had very much been affected by the fire, but there was lots of old documents from the 90s, VHS tapes that were all melted. It's you can hear the pigeons. It's unknowable if that section is the area where the 3 people had died, because there was another fire on this place just last year, 2024. A huge fire that I think really severely damaged the structural integrity of this place. So it might have been, if the pigeons will let me talk. So yeah, the section that I found, we'll go to that now, might have been from the more recent fire. There was also a fire in 1907, and this place was majorly rebuilt after that. So yeah, a lot of fires have happened at this place. All of this charred up wood, all of this ash everywhere. Yeah, there's a lot of evidence around that this place has been on fire a few times. You can see somebody's built some ramps, I guess for, BMX tricks and whatever. Pretty cool. This room cracks me up. This mysterious brick room. I guess they were planning on doing something with all of these bricks, and now they're just kind of sitting here. Some of them are still stacked up on pallets, and there's a bunch of bricks that are just in this gigantic pile. I really don't know what's going on. But the interesting section that I wanted to show you is just through the door, beyond these bricks. I wonder if I can climb over them. Oh wait, we can duck through here. I think that'll be easier. This place up here is real interesting. There's a lot of old stuff. It's also very much, you can see that there has been a huge fire in this place. And it's a little, again, the structural integrity is in question, you can probably see even just these stairs, severely burned. I found this last time that I was here. This is somebody's tutorial readings from 1992. There's a lot of old stuff here. The strangest thing is that there is just an uncountable number of manga that's been printed in Chinese, specifically. It's manga that's been translated into Chinese. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that's here, it's been here since the 90s, right? Yeah, I found this last time as well. And this is an old VHS tape. Here's one that got melted in the fire. It's still here. Patrons will recognize this. And there's just, yeah, there's this manga, and this is Chinese. You translate it into Chinese, and a lot of it looks very, you know, this art style it's very, you know, 90s. So there's a lot of stuff that was just kind of sitting up here for some reason, you know, at least since the 90s. The Book of Thoth, a new breakthrough in ancient Egyptian studies. There's a lot of stuff around here that seems like university, you know, reading material. I'm not really sure why this is here, but there's just so much of it. A lot of stuff has just been burned beyond recognition as well. Right, I'm gonna get out of this bit because I am kind of afraid that it'll collapse. So I read in some articles after the recent 2024 fire, some redevelopment plans for this, apparently, or maybe they won't be able to go through because this place is too damaged. I saw some like advertisements outside. It seems that they're trying to build some apartments here. They're doing something here. I've not been able to come here on weekdays because there are people out the front kind of area of this place. But I don't see them working. I just kind of see work trucks and men in high-vis coming and going. So I really have no idea what's going on with this place and what they're planning to do, and if their plans are going through, or what's happening. I have to say I'm surprised that every time I've come here I haven't run into, you know, any teens hanging out. I haven't run into any crackheads. Nobody is here. I mean, there's a bunch of graffiti. It looks like maybe people used to spend a lot of time here, but after all the fires and those squatters died, maybe people... Oh god. Did you guys hear that? That was really loud. I'm a little bit scared. This place really does feel haunted. You just hear all these random sounds, the pigeons moving around, the pigeons cooing. It really feels like you're not alone, even when you appear to be completely alone. It feels like there is some kind of presence around. So I guess maybe other people feel that this place is kind of haunted and people have stopped hanging out here as much. From what I understand, the victims died in a little alcove that had been chained up from the inside. It could be something like inside of there. I don't think it's known exactly where in the building that they died, but rest in peace to Tanya Burmeister, her partner David Griffith, and Tanya's daughter Zoe. By all accounts, they were peaceful, organized people who just happened to be squatting in here. But if they are haunting this place, this is a pretty sweet haunting ground. I assume at some point they'll tear this whole place down. Maybe a lot of it, after all the fires, is just not salvageable. So come to Kinnear's, Ropeworks, and check it out for yourself while you still can. These bathrooms are pretty spooky. Of course, all of the toilets are completely destroyed. This place has been just absolutely smashed to pieces. Hello, sorry. I'm peaceful. I was just filming. Yeah. Yeah. You come here a lot? Yeah. I'm Carter. I'm Carter. Yeah. Oh, okay, there was somebody there after all. He was, I'm not sure how much you could see him on the camera, but yeah, he seemed probably on something, but it's alright, he was chill. So I guess people do come here after all. I guess it's probably not that many people, so it's a good place to come and be alone. But yeah, this is what I was talking about, right? I see cars, you know, men in high-vis coming and going from this kind of fenced-off area. Not a clue what they're doing here. I guess they might be building those apartments that were advertised. But hey, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and check out my Patreon for exclusive monthly videos. Patreon videos are generally about an hour long every month, so it's a good way to see and hear more from me if you're interested. Okay, goodbye.